Hello everyone. I hope all of you are keeping safe and healthy along with your families. I'm Yatindra Srivastav from Systems Management Advisory Services. This is the first session for ISO 9001 awareness training. In this session, I would be taking you through the basic information about the quality management system and the ISO standard. A brief introduction about myself. I am an engineer by qualification and have about 30 years of experience in the industry, out of which about 27 years have been spent in the areas of business excellence, quality management, information security and business continuity management, risk management, ERM, and others. I have spent nearly 24 years in the corporate world with various big name companies like Microsoft, Sopra Steria, Lionbridge, and others at various senior management positions. I have been into full time consulting since February of 2018 after leaving Microsoft. I was first introduced to the ISO 9001 standard in the year 1994, and since then I have implemented quality management system in all the organizations that I have worked for and have consulted multiple other organizations as a consultant. I have implemented and also have been doing consulting assignments for various other management system standards like information security management, business continuity management, service management, risk management, environment management, health and safety management, product quality management, and others, as you can see on the slide. For CMM models, I have managed implementation programs for CMM and CMMI implementations at Lionbridge, Sopra Steria, and Microsoft, taking these organizations to maturity level 5 for both development as well as services. I have also helped multiple organizations in their CMMI implementation programs in the capacity of a consultant, trainer, internal auditor, and as an independent appraisal team member. I have attended CMMI appraisals as an appraisal team member for 8 different clients along with various lead appraisers. The company, Systems Management Advisory Services, was created by myself in the year 2018 with a mission to become a preferred partner to our clients in their journey to business excellence, utilizing our extensive industry experiencing and best practices from real life implementations. After working with various companies and other clients, we realized that while most businesses had a full time business excellence manager and a supporting team, they weren't able to keep pace with fast changing business scenarios and the necessary upgrades to their business systems and governance frameworks. Business leaders were making critical decisions based on the outputs from their less than best business processes and governance models. We believe that business leaders could achieve more, faster, with lesser stress, and at a fraction of the cost if they could access the services of an experienced business excellence expert on a part time basis. As a small to medium or even a large business, you may not need a full time business excellence manager or a BE team, but you almost certainly do need the relevant expertise and ongoing advice to ensure appropriate systems and governance for your business. A systems advisor can become your business excellence manager but part time and on need basis. The advisor can help you in setting up the relevant processes and systems, appropriate governance framework, and provide ongoing support through your business excellence journey. This could be every now and then, once a week, or once a month. It's up to you. So you can have all the benefits of your own business excellence manager for a fraction of the cost of hiring someone full time. Your BE manager will be always available face to face or online to help plan strategic direction for you, discuss new ideas, and be your right hand expert whenever you need help. Best of all, they bring along their experience with big and successful organizations to your business. All our advisors are qualified experts from bigger businesses and have worked at various senior level positions at leading companies and know exactly how to improve the business performance. Now, let's talk about the topic for this session, ISO 9001 2015 version. How do we define quality? As per the ISO 9001 standard, it is the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics of an object fulfills requirements. And requirements are need or expectation that is stated, generally implied, or obligatory. In other words, quality is doing the right things in the right way, the first time and every time, or in short, doing things consistently. In other words, quality is meeting customer requirements. When we talk of customers, we should think of both the external as well as the internal customers. External customers are the ones that are outside of the organization and who are the users of your organization's products or services. Internal customers are the ones that are within your organization and are using the outputs from your individual work. For example, the testing team would be an internal customer to the development team, as the product or product component developed by the team would be used as an input by the testing team to perform their work. Another example is that all the employees within an organization would be and should be considered as an internal customer by the human resources department. While getting the requirements, we need to see that the requirements for both categories of customers, external as well as internal, should be captured and delivered. Also, the requirements would be explicit as well as implicit. Explicit requirements are those which have been communicated and documented explicitly by the customers. These are the needs of the customers and must be met by our products and or services. Each customer would also have some expectations that may or may not be communicated explicitly. These are called implicit requirements. For example, the customers would expect on-time delivery, ongoing communications about status of their product or service delivery, cost effectiveness of the solution, etc. Most of the time, the customer satisfaction would be based on meeting not only the explicit requirements or needs, but also on the implicit requirements or expectations. Say, for example, when you go to a restaurant for a meal, your purpose is to get food and solve your problem of being hungry. You look into the menu and place an order for a particular dish. This is your explicit requirement. But you have a lot of implicit requirements or expectations from the restaurant, such as the meal is served fresh, there is a clean glass of water, the table linen is clean, the air conditioner is working and set at a comfortable temperature, the waiter is polite and wearing a clean uniform, and the list goes on. And in most of the cases, your satisfaction as a customer depends more on how well your expectations, that is, the implicit requirements, have been met than your explicit requirement of food. That is why understanding and meeting the explicit as well as the implicit requirements of all your customers is so very important. And finally, based on these sets of requirements, we need to build the right product, and the product itself should be built right. The philosophy to achieve quality for your product or service are to find out what the customers want, then agree on what you will provide, and then provide the agreed product or service on time and at the agreed cost. The key ingredients to the product or service quality are commitment from the top management, involvement of all levels of management at required milestones by providing directions and governance, accuracy in all the activities being conducted to deliver the product or the service, managing the processes for product realization, measurements, and problem identification and analysis for continual improvement. What is a quality management system? It is the way your organization directs and controls those activities that are related either directly or indirectly to achieve its intended results. Broadly, it consists of your organization's structure together with the planning, processes, resources, and documented information that you use to achieve your quality objectives, such as for meeting your customers and relevant interested parties' requirements, to improve your quality management system, or to improve your products and services. Quality management system standards, and particularly ISO 9001, specify requirements for good management practices in order to achieve quality, but without referencing any particular type of product or service. An ISO 9001 quality management system is one which is established, implemented, maintained, and continually improved, including the processes needed and their interactions in accordance with the provisions of the standard. What is a process? A process is a series of steps and decisions involved in the way work is completed. We may not realize it, but processes are everywhere and in every aspect of our leisure and work. Here is an example of a simple process for dealing with a non-functioning lamp. And what is a business process? It is a collection of related, structured activities or tasks that produce a specific service or product for a particular customer or customers. It may often be visualized as a flowchart of a sequence of activities with interleaving decision points, or as a process matrix of a sequence of activities with relevant rules based on data in the process. Here is a depiction of a business process. Every process will have an entry criteria, which are the conditions that trigger the start of the process. Then there are process inputs, which are required as a prerequisite for the process activities to be carried out. These inputs may take the form of resources, tools, information, and data. Every process definition shall be in the form of documentation that may include policy, methodology, guidelines, notifications, and process parameters. When a process is performed, it will produce the process outputs. The outputs may be in the form of a report or in a physical form, or may be a service delivered. All outputs that provide evidence that an activity has been conducted are called records. Every process will also have an exit criteria, which are the conditions to be met to ensure that the process has been performed and the intended outcomes have been achieved. ISO 9001:2015 replaces the terms document and record with documented information, and this refers to the management system, process, information created in order for the organization to operate or as evidence of results achieved. Documented information can be in any format and media and can be from any source. The primary purpose of a quality management system based on ISO 9001 is to reduce rework, satisfy customer through quality of products and or services, and to comply with the applicable legal and regulatory requirements. Here are some of the key benefits from having a defined, documented, implemented, and continually improving quality management system. It helps everyone in the organization to work in a more efficient way, as all your processes will be aligned and understood by everyone. This increases productivity and efficiency and also brings down the internal costs. It helps reduce the rework costs by doing things right the first time. This leads to the overall operational effectiveness. It helps the organization to shift focus from reactive to proactive management and identifying and addressing the risks associated with the processes at all levels. It also helps in meeting the applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. And all these benefits combined together leads to higher customer satisfaction for both external as well as internal customers. Let us talk a little about the ISO as an organization. ISO is an acronym for International Organization for Standardization. In an ideal situation, this should have been IOS rather than ISO. Why have they coined it like that? Because ISO is a Greek word that means uniform. This indicates that the ISO standards have been designed to ensure that the processes across the organizations implementing these standards are expected to be uniform or similar, which would increase the chances of having uniform outputs from these organizations. In other words, having an ISO standards certification would give customers a confidence that the output of your organization would be as per the industry best practices. The ISO is a worldwide federation of member bodies based in Geneva and develops these standards and publishes them periodically. It is a non-governmental organization having representations from more than 165 countries with one member body per country. India is represented by Bureau of Indian Standards, in short BIS. ISO was set up in 1946 with India as one of the 25 founding members. ISO started operations in 1947 and the first standard was published in 1950. These are some of the commonly used ISO standards across the organizations. ISO 9001 is for quality management, 14001 for environment management, 16949 for automotive industry, 29001 for petroleum and natural gas, 13485 for medical devices, 17025 for laboratories, 50001 for energy management, 14064 for greenhouse gas emission, 22001 for food safety, 20001 for service quality management, 27001 for information security management, 33201 for business continuity management, 28001 for supply chain security, and many more. Here is a brief history of the ISO 9001 standard. This standard was published in 1987 and the first revision came out in 1994. The prime focus of this revision was an emphasis on product quality assurance. The standard was developed to assist organizations to implement and operate effective quality management system. This standard is applicable to all types and sizes of the organizations. The second revision was published in the year 2000. This was a major revision where the process approach and system approach was introduced for management and continuous improvement of processes. Improving customer satisfaction became the key theme. The third revision was published in 2008 with some minor changes to include clarifications and elaborations of the existing requirements and to improve compatibility of this standard with other management standards. The current revision was published in 2015, which was again a major release. The structure of the standard was changed to get aligned with Annex SL structure. This enabled smooth integration with other management standards. Also, the risk-based thinking for all processes was introduced to bring more focus on proactive management rather than the reactive management. This slide gives a brief overview of the ISO 9000:2015 family of standards. ISO 9001:2015 provides the requirements for quality management systems. This is the standard against which the organization's quality management systems get certified. ISO 9000:2015 provides the fundamentals and vocabulary used in other standards and for the quality management systems. ISO 9004:2018 provides guidance to the organizations to achieve sustained success and continual improvement of their quality management systems. ISO 19011:2011 provides guidance for auditing the management systems. This is the standard that management systems auditors are required to follow. This completes Module 1 of the training. Thank you for watching. For any queries, further details, or for arranging a full corporate session for your organization, please contact on the numbers provided on this slide. You may also send in an email at the shown ID. We would be happy to help. Thank you.